Hi students, welcome back to the class. In the previous class, we have discussed about limits of a function. Also, we said that the limit of a function exists at a particular value only if the left hand side of the limit and the right hand side of the limit come closer together each other and exist at the same point, and then we can say that the function has a limit at the point, whatever be the point we are particular about to find the limit of the function. And in this video we are going to find the limits of some functions as examples at some points. Suppose I have took my function as x cube and the setable input values and setable output values are listed like this, and I am going to find the limit of this function x cube at the point 1, that is exactly in the center of this listing. And suppose that the input values approach to 1 from the left side, that is 0.9, 0.99, 0.999, etc. Then the output values, first we got the output value as 0.729, then 0.970, then 0.9997, which means that the output value also become closer and closer to the point 1. Then we can say that limit x tends to 1 minus, we are approaching the input values from the left side, 1 minus x cube is nothing but 1. That is, whenever we are approaching 1 from the left side, the output values also approaches from the left side to get the value, output value 1. Now we shall move from the right side to the input value 1. So that is, we are moving from 1.1, then 1.01, then 1.001. That is, each time we are approaching 1 together and together close to the 1. Then the output values also become 1.331, 1.030, 1.003, which means that the output value also becoming closer and closer to the point 1, which means that we can define limit x tends to 1 plus, which means that the input values are approaching from the right hand side of x cube, which is equal to 1. Hence we can see that the left hand limit and the right hand limit approaches to the same point 1, that is the left hand limit equal to the right hand limit. In that case we can say that left hand limit equal to right hand limit, and limit x tends to 1, f of x equal to 1. So we can say that the limit exists at this point. Now we shall move to the next example just like this. So now we shall move to the next function. Here we chose the function as f of x equal to 3x. Now as usual we are going to move to the point 2. We are intending to find the limit of the function f of x at the point 2. As usual we are approaching the point 2 from the left side, 1.9, 1.95, 1.99, etc. 1.999, etc. Hence we can see that the output values are approaching 6, right? Hence we can easily write this as limit x tends to 2 minus, this is the left hand limit. Limit x tends to 2 minus 3x is nothing but 6, as the input values approaches to 2, the output values approaches to 6 from the left side. Now to the right side, 2.0, 2.001. You can see that the output value decreases to what? 6. So we can write limit x tends to 2 plus 3x is nothing but 6 again, because as the output values approaches from the point 2.01 to then 2.001, as continuing like this, the output values input values approaches to 2 from the right side. Then we can see that the output values are also decreasing to the point 6. Then hence in that case we can say that the right hand limit is nothing but 6. See, the left hand limit is equal to the right hand limit. Hence we can say that the limit x tends to 2, 3x is nothing but 6. It is as simple as that. Now we shall move to the next example. Now we shall discuss what happens when the point input values approaches from the left and right of the function f of x equal to sin x. We know that the value of sine at sin x at the point pi by 2 is nothing but sin pi by 2 is equal to 1. Let it be there. We are going to evaluate the limit of the function sin x when the input values approaches from the left as well as the right to the point pi by 2. See, here we can see that when the input values approaches from the left as close as to pi by 2, the output values become closer to the point 1. Clearly, we can observe in this case also when the input values approaches from the right side to the point pi by 2, the output values again approaches to the same point 1. Hence, as we have done before, in this case also we can write it as limit x tends to pi by 2 minus f of x equal to limit x tends to pi by 2 minus sin x, it is nothing but 1, and also we can write that limit x tends to pi by 2 plus sin x is again 1. Hence we can say that the right hand limit as well as the left hand limit are the same. Hence in that case we can say that limit x tends to pi by 2 sin x is nothing but 1, which is nothing but sin pi by the value of the sin x at the point pi by 2. Hence in that case we can see that the limit value is nothing but the value of the function at the point pi by 2. So we can move to the next example. So now we shall move to a new example. Here I have considered the function as x square plus x, and I have listed out certain input values for the function and the corresponding output values. See, whenever I am approaching the value 1 from the left, the output values are approaching the value 2 from the left. So we can easily write it as limit x tends to 1 minus f of x is equal to 2. Similarly, whenever I am approaching this input values from the right to the point 1, the output values are also approaching the value 2 from the right. So it is equal to limit x tends to 1 plus f of x. Hence we can say that this limit exists at the point 1 and it is equal to 2. Also observe that we know that limit x tends to 1 x square. If suppose that if f of x equal to x square, we proved that limit x tends to 1 x square is nothing but 1. Since the left hand limit and right hand limit exist and it is equal to 1. Also note that limit x tends to 1 x equal to 1. Since also in this case also we can list out a table like this and we can reach a conclusion like that is the left hand limit and the right hand limit exist at the point 1 for the function x and it is equal to limit x tends to 1 x equal to 1. Now observe that limit x tends to 1 x square plus x, which can be splitted like this, limit x tends to 1 x square plus limit x tends to 1 x, right? Sorry, x, right? See, limit x tends to 1 x square is nothing but 1, which is equal to 1 plus limit x tends to 1 x is 1, 1 plus 1 equal to 2, which means that if we are given with a function like this and we know the corresponding part, limits of the corresponding parts, then we can split the limit just like this and just substitute the values of the corresponding limit to obtain the final answer. No need to calculate this table. Also observe that we know that x plus 1 into x equal to nothing but x square plus x. That is, we can split x square plus x in the form x plus 1 into x. Now we shall check the limit of these two functions. We know that limit x tends to 1 x is nothing but 1. Hence clearly limit x tends to 1 x plus 1 equal to, we added 1 to the left side, so we can add 1 to the right side also. 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. Also we know that limit x tends to 1 x is 1. Hence we have limit x tends to 1 x square plus x is nothing but limit x tends to 1 x into x plus 1. Since x into x plus 1 is nothing but x square plus x. Now we shall separate the limit by this multiplication. It is equal to limit x tends to 1 x into limit x tends to 1 x plus 1. See, here we have limit x tends to 1 x is nothing but 1 into limit x tends to 1 x plus 1 is nothing but 2. Hence we get 1 into 2 is nothing but 2. Clearly, we see that if we know the limits of the parts of this product, then we can evaluate the limit of the entire function by splitting these parts into two components, and hence we get the limit as 2. Similarly, if we are given with a function and if we which is a sum or product of any other two functions, and if we know the limits of the corresponding sum or the product of individual functions, then we can split the new function into the individual function so that the limit of the original function is nothing but either the sum of the individual functions or the product of the individual functions. So if we are given with a function, we can either evaluate the limit by this usual process or by splitting it into component functions which we already know the corresponding limits. Here we know the limits of x square as well as x, so we can split this x square plus x into these type of individual components, hence we easily obtain the limits. Now we shall move to a next example. Now the next example is limit x tends to 0 x plus cos x. In the previous example, we defined that whenever we are given a function like the sum or product of another two functions, we can evaluate the limit by splitting those functions and find the individual limit, which means that here we can find the limit as limit x tends to 0 x plus limit x tends to 0 cos x. See, now we are obtained with two individual functions. We can either tabulate these two functions corresponding functional value just like in the previous examples. See, we can calculate this like this, f of x equal to x. Now whenever we are taking a value 0.5, then f of x equal to x also has 0.5, 0.25, then f of x also has the value 0.25, 0.0025, then f of x is also has the value 0.0025. Since f of x equal to x here, we took the first function. That means that whenever the values are approaching towards 0, the functional values are also approaching towards 0, whether it is from the left or right. Hence in that case, we can say that limit x tends to 0, x is nothing but 0. So because the right hand limit and the left hand limit are the same and it is equal to 0 in this case. Similarly, we can also tabulate cos x, and taking the values very close to 0 will give us a value very close to 1. I have given this as a homework for you. You have to find x cos x just like this and take values which are very close to 0, because we are asked to find limit x tends to 0. We have to choose input values very close to 0 from the left hand side as well as from the right hand side. Then you can see that these values of the function are very close to 1. It can be 1.001, 1.05, etc. Whatever it is, as the values are becoming closer and closer to 0, the functional values or the cos x values will be closer and closer to 1. Hence in that case, we can say that limit x tends to 0, cos x is equal to 1. Now, see, we have to find x plus limit of x plus cos x, which is equal to limit x tends to 0 x plus limit x tends to 0 cos x, which is equal to 0 plus 1, it is equal to 1. Hence we can say that limit x tends to 0, x plus cos x is nothing but 1. Now we can move to the next example. Now look at this example. Here we are given with f of x equal to 1 by x square where x is greater than 0. So no need to find the negative value of x because the function is defined only for the positive values of x. Now we are asked to find limit x tends to 0 f of x. So we have to approach 0 from the positive direction only, because x is defined for positive values of positive input values. Now first we are given 1, then the functional value is nothing but 1. When we given 0.1 as the input value, the output value is nothing but 100. When we give 0.01 as the input value, the output value is nothing but 10,000. In a similar manner, whenever we are approaching more and more to the value 0, the output value will be greater and greater. This goes on like that. That means that whenever the value is closer to this point 0, the value, output value moves to the infinite point, which means that becomes arbitrarily large, which means that the limit extends to 0, f of x is nothing but infinity. So remember this case also, whenever the value approaches to 0 closer and closer, the limit will become larger and larger, because in this case the example is 1 by x square. So whenever we are taking a value very close to 0, the output value will be very large. So we get limit extends to 0, f of x equal to infinity. So I hope you understood the concept of finding the limits of various basic functions. In the next class we will discuss about algebra of limits. So if you have any doubt, just comment it on the comment section, and please stay tuned for the next video. We will discuss algebra of limits in the next video. So thank you, bye bye.